Hello my CorelDRAW family, you are welcome back to the channel. My name is Maxwell from Max Multimedia. Okay, so previously I designed this church flyer in Photoshop, and as you know, I love you guys so much that I cannot leave you out of this design. So today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step guide on how you can design this same thing in CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW is actually my first love, and the day I found her was when I discovered that she is my treasure. Alright guys, without wasting much time, let's dive right into the business of the day. Alright guys, so you're welcome back to CorelDRAW 2020, and over here the first thing I'm going to be doing here is to just click on my new document here. So you can go ahead and name your work to whatever name you want to give to it, but I will just leave my own to untitled. And then over here the size here is already set to A4, and I'm going to be using A4 for this. So the color mode, this is not actually going to be printed, so I'll leave the color mode to RGB and then resolution 300. I'll go ahead and click on OK over here, and then here we are. So let me show you over here at the resources I'm going to use for this design. Link is in the description, just you can use the link, download this and then follow along. Alright, so from here the first thing I want to do is to just get this background here to CorelDRAW like this, and then I'll leave it for here now. What I'm going to do is, as you can see, the canvas doesn't have any background. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click my rectangle tool here to have background. So just double click it. If you're using 2020 or 2021 does not work with double click, you have to draw it and then use the size to match it. Okay, so for here, this is my, let me give it a feel. This is my size here. Okay, so as you can see, it has a black outline. So what I'm going to do is I'll first of all press P on my keyboard to position it properly on the canvas. Then I'll right click here to take off the outline from it, and that should be fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is to open up my background here like this. Then I'm going to come to my horizontal mirror here, flip it horizontally this way, and then I'm going to apply a Gaussian blur to it. So come to your effects here, come and click on blur, and then come to Gaussian blur here. Okay, so alright, so the radius is already set to 10, and I think 10 pixels is good, so I'll just click on OK. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just right click and then drag it on top of my background like this. Okay, like this. Then I will leave the mouse, right click and drag. Okay, so once you leave the mouse, you see all these options here. Come and click on power clip inside. Okay, so as you can see, it's not properly fitting to the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hold my alternate key, and then I'll click on the background, and then it's going to select the background, the picture I place inside the background. It's going to select it for me. So I'll just open it up this way, and I think this is okay. So that is fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to head back to my resources over here. Then I'm going to drag this picture also to CorelDRAW like this. Then I'm going to just open it up like this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fade away some of the part. Okay, but then before I do that, right click and drag here, and then come and click on copy here to create a copy. Alright, so come here and then come to your transparency tool here, and then you can just click and drag this way. Hold down your control. Okay, so something like this is fine. And then here in CorelDRAW you cannot fade multiple sides at a go. So what you will do is, after you fade one side, come to this bitmap here, click on it, and then come and click on this convert to bitmap. And then we are working with 100 resolution, color mode RGB, and perhaps you are using RGB color mode. Please, when you get to the color mode here, change it to RGB. When you are using CMYK, please make sure the color, if you press, you see all other color mode here. So if it is CMYK you are working with to get here, change it to CMYK before you click on OK. And then that's being done, I'm going to fade this portion as well, and then I'll go back and then convert it to bitmap, and then finally the top side here. Okay, so that's one like that, and that should be fine. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to reduce the opacity. Okay, so without dropping your transparency tool, you see this box here, just drag this one till you can see 50 inside this box here. Okay, so 50, anything 50. Okay, so 51, it's okay. I'll just leave it to that. Then finally I'll come to change the blend mode. So come to this place here, click on this normal, and then come and click on soft light. Okay, you can go with soft light or overlay, any of them is good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll put it inside the background. So right click and then you drag it like this on top of this background, and then you come and click on power clip inside to have it placed inside like this. Now I would like to bring it down a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll press down my alternate key and then I'll click on it, then it will select it from inside for me. Then I'll just bring it down like this a bit, and that should be fine. Now I'll go ahead and do the same thing with this one. So I'll just go back to my transparency tool. Now I want to fade away this side. Okay, so I'll just click here and then fade it like this. Okay, so this is, have it like this. Okay, so that is fine. And then I want to sorry, I shouldn't have dropped the two. Now go ahead and then bitmap it. Okay, so we are just doing the same thing. Then just do this, then convert it to bitmap, and then finally the downside. Okay, and then you just convert it to bitmap here like this, and then we reduce the opacity to 50. Okay, 50, 51. All right, so and then you finally change the blend mode to soft light, and that should be fine. So this one also, you do the same thing. You click and then you drag it on top of the background like this, and then you power clip it inside. Alright, so this is what I want. Okay, so I want this thing to be at the side where this is the resurrection tomb of Jesus. This is, this is the tomb of Jesus. So this is where he was laid, and then this is the cover. Okay, so I just want it to be like this. Alright, so guys, now this being done, I'm going to just I have my text here. Okay, so I'm just going to copy everything like this, Ctrl C to copy it from here, and then I'm going to select my text tool, click here to activate it, and then I'm going to paste my text here so I can open it up like this, and then I'm bringing it to this side. Right, so I'll be cutting all these things one after the other. So first of all, I will select the church name here, and then please, if you can hear some noise from the background, yeah, I have some AstroTech behind me where boys play ball, like it's actually a football training ground. So they are having a training, so their voices might be coming in a little. So guys, I just want you to know so you don't get distracted by the voices. So what I'm going to do is Ctrl X to just cut this, and then I'm going to paste it here. Right, so I will leave it to Arial, and then I'll give it bold, I'll give it white color, and that is going to be fine. I'll resize it down a bit like this, and then I'm going to just place it here, and I think let me resize it down a bit. Alright, so this is okay. So the next thing is I'm going to copy this one, or cut it actually, Ctrl X to cut it, and then I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to bolden it, give it white color, and then I'm going to resize it very small to just go under this one like this. Okay, so we have Jesus Life Ministry Resurrection Power Temple. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I would like to go bring the logo, but then before I bring the logo, I would like to create something here. So come to your rectangle tool, click on it, just draw a simple rectangle like this, and then that should be fine. So you can drop your rectangle to. Now I would like to round the edge a bit, so come and click on your shape tool here, and then you can just once you click on the shape tool, you see this black knot here, just click on one, and then you can just take it up like this to just round the edge, and that should be fine. So you can go with whatever you want. I just want to round it small, and this is fine for me, so I'll just place it here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'll go back to my folder here, I'll bring the church logo to CorelDRAW like this. I'm going to resize it down like this. Okay, then place it inside this. Now probably let me see, let me take off this. You can just go without the background. Okay, and then in the previous one I used the background. We are CorelDRAW family, right? You don't have to use the formula of the Photoshop people. Well, I belong to the two families actually. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. I will just give this one a shadow, okay, the logo a shadow, okay, so it can be more visible because it looks like the logo is not really, so just something like this to just make it look more visible, and I think this is okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, alright, so I'm going to select this, the logo, and then let me position the logo properly inside this thing, okay, then. Alright, so I'm just going to select the logo together with this rectangle, and then I'm going to group them, and then I'll just position them properly. Okay, so let me arrange this thing properly, and then we move on. Okay, so yeah, so far this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll just group them like this, then I'll right click it, I'll right click it, then come and click on the power clip inside, and then you click on the background to have it placed inside the background nicely like this. Alright, so let's continue. Now I'm coming to cut my present here. Alright, so I'll just paste it here, and then I'll change the color to white. Let me drop my text to first, then you change the color to white, then you want to resize it properly, position it here first, resize it down. Okay, so I'm leaving the font to Arial. Okay, so that is it. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to cut this I want to cut this a Night of Power and Glory here, so Ctrl X to cut it, and then I'm pasting it here. Oh, sorry, I think I copied something different. Alright, so Ctrl C to copy, then I'm just pasting it here like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them again, so I'll just a Night of, and then I'll separate it, and then the power, and then now I just want it like this. So I'm going to press Ctrl K on my keyboard to separate them, just as now as you can see I have them. Ctrl K will just break them apart for you like this. So I'll select this one, give it white color, go to my, I want to change the font, so I'm going to use Poppins actually. So Poppins, going to use Poppins. I would like to use maybe extra bold. Okay, and then I'll place it here like this. This should be fine. Okay, so this my cross here, I will hold my alternate, and then I'll click on it. Okay, I'll just bring it down like this a bit. Okay, then you can just open it. Alright, so what I want to do is the power here, I'm going to use a font called Stretch Pro. Okay, this is a Stretch Pro. I'll give it white color. Now what I want to do is I want to stretch the P. So this font, what it does is when you it does not allow double letters, like say double P, double O. When you use double letters, it will just join it together and stretch it for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will add one P. So as you can see, it has put the P together and it has stretched it. Alright, but then mind you, let me clean one. If you, as you can see, everything is in all caps. So if I type the next P in small letter, it won't work. Have you seen it? Won't work. So it has to be all caps or all small letters, not miss. Okay, so now we are good to go. Then I'll place this one here like this. I will just resize it down like this for now. Okay, so I'll just open it up a bit some more, and then place it here, and then finally I'll still go back to select my Poppins. Okay, Poppins, but this time not extra bold, so I'll be going with maybe normal bold or semi bold. Okay, normal bold is fine. I'll just give it white color, and then I'm coming to resize it down like this. Okay, and then I'll come and select my shape tool, and then I want to just space it like this. I can drop the tool, then bring it under it like this, and this is fine. So guys, we are really achieving something. Okay, so we have presents a night of power and glory. Let me bring this one down a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of these things, then I'm going to say open it up some more like this, then bring it here like this. Okay, so I would group it, so Ctrl G to group it, and then I would like to give it some shadow effect. So come and click on your shadow tool, and then hold your control, drag down like this, holding down your control, and then that should be fine. So you can increase the opacity, and then let me decrease the feathers to 10. And guys, I think this is okay, but then I would like the shadow to drop a bit, so just do it like this. And guys, I think this is okay. Let me take down the opacity, and guys, this is okay. So yeah, I'll leave that to that. Now the next thing I want to do is to start drawing some rectangles. Okay, so I'll come to my rectangle tool here, and then I'll just draw a simple rectangle, something like this. Okay, something like this is fine. Now drop the rectangle tool. Now what I want to do is I would like to round the edge small, so come and select your shape tool, and then click one of these black knots here, just push it up like this to just round it like that, and I think this is fine. Now the next thing I want to do is to make some few more copies, right? So hold down Control, and then you right click and drag it like this to make a copy. Okay, right click and then drag. So once you leave the mouse, you see all these options, just copy it here. Okay, so you want to press Ctrl R to repeat the copy, Ctrl R, and then it will repeat it for you like that. So select all of it like this, and then you want to just properly position it here like this, and this is fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I just hold this circle, I'm going to delete this. Okay, I want to open it like this a bit. Okay, I think the first one is too small for me. Okay, this is fine. So now I'll now make my copies. Okay, so hold down Control, right click and drag like this. Okay, like this, right, then copy it here, then you can press Ctrl R to repeat it, and then now you can select all of it, and then you can just properly position it. Okay, you can resize it a bit, then position it here, and this is fine. Now I want to change colors, so first one here, select this first one, let's give it some yellow. Okay, probably come and click on your color here. If you don't have your color control panel here, let me show you how you can activate it. Okay, so if you don't have this here, come to Windows and then come to this Dockers here, then all this will pop open. So anything you click from here will appear here. So as you can see, I tick my color here, so that's why I have it here. So anything you tick from this place, you will have it here. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and select my color. So once you select your color, what you do is come and click on fill, then the shape you select will have the color that you have selected or choose. Okay, so all right, so then the next one, I will leave this one to white, and then let me come to this one, let me give it something like this. Okay, then click on fill. Okay, and then the final one, just come and select something like this, then give it fill, and I think let me brighten this one a bit. Right, so I think this is okay, so you can now close this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my resources here. I'm going to drag all the pictures. I'm going to select the 4 pictures, then I'm going to drag them to CorelDRAW like this. Okay, make sure you don't place it on the background, okay, or else it will just mess the thing for you. All right, so actually my pictures are very big. Okay, so I'll just resize them. Okay, I'll just resize them small like this. Okay, and then resize all of them. Okay, all right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'd like to place this picture first in the yellow shape. So right click and drag it on top of the yellow shape like this, and then sorry, let's do that again. Right, so right click it, make sure that you see a part of the picture a space is on top of the yellow background. That's why it didn't work. So make sure that no part of the picture is on top of where you want to place it. Okay, so just now right click and bring it on top of the yellow. Now then you see this power clip inside, you put it inside. Now I'm going to hold my alternate and then click on the picture to select it from inside the yellow background. Then I can adjust it. You can adjust it, just take your time and adjust it to how you want it. Okay, so I think this is for me this is okay. Okay, so yeah, this is okay for me. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this other picture here. I'll resize it down. So I'm taking this one to the white background and I'll put it inside the white background. Now hold Alt, select it from the white background, and then you can resize it down. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just quickly add their names. Okay, so I would come over to my text again, come to select their name like this. Actually, yeah, this one we use this one already. Let me just delete that one, and then let me copy this one to this place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just separate all of them. So I'll press Ctrl K on my keyboard to separate them for me one after the other like this. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to change the typeface to poppins, but I'm going for, say, medium or normal bold. Sorry, where is sorry, okay, okay, so normal bold. Yeah, normal bold is okay. Let me change the colors. I'll leave it like that because all the colors are going to be based on the background colors as well. So okay, what I'm doing is I'm just spacing. All right, so this one I will come to my alignment here, come and give it center alignment, and then I'm coming to select my shape tool, and then I'll just close the gap here like this, and then I'm coming to resize it down to this, and then I'm placing it here. Now I would still have to resize it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, so this is it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the reverend here, give it red color, and then I would like to add one more thing. Okay, I would like to add guest because this person is a guest actually. So I'll just write guest here, and I'm going to select the guest and give it a font called Black Stars. Okay, so Black Stars. All right, so I'm just going to give it this Black Stars here. I'm also going to give that one. Right, so I want to give it red color. Okay, so that should be fine. So I'm going to, all right, so this person actually is the one whose name we are working on. All right, so what I'm going to do is now I will create a copy of the same thing over this background. So right click and then drag it here like this. Okay, and then copy it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the size of this font here. So the size is 7.572. so just highlight this, control copy to copy it. Now come back to this other names we have here. Okay, select all of them like this, and then come to this size section here, and then paste the size here, and then press enter, so that we can have it exactly like this one, because we'll just be copying and then be replacing it with what we have here over here. So over here I will just select the middle name here. All right, so I'll just paste this one here like this, and then I'll just do this to have. Now this person is the host, so the guest here I'll change it to the host, and that should be fine. Okay, so yeah, I'll just place it here like this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one here, right click and drag here like this. Okay, so to have this, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for his name. His name is Reverend Nana. Isiama. So this is his name. So I have the Reverend there already, so I'll just cut off the Reverend and then copy the rest and then say cut it from here completely. So I'm coming back to this one. I'll just select this one here like this, and then I'll paste it here, and then I'll just space it like this. Now what I'm going to do is the color of the background and the text color does not really come up, so let me give it white. Okay, and then I'll give the Reverend, I'll give it black, and then also the guest black. I think this comes out. Okay, so I think this is more okay. So I'll just drag it here again, right click and drag to copy it here. Then I'm going for the final name. This is his name. So I'll just clean away the Reverend, and then the Robert Mate I have here, I'll just do this. Okay, alright, so let me leave that to that for now. I'll just copy this one, Control and then copy it, and then I'm coming to paste it here just like we did the other ones. So select this one, Control V to paste it, and then you might want to just do this. Okay, so alright, so this is it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, give it red, and then also the guest, and then give it red as well. Okay, so you can now drop your text tool and everything. Now this is it. We have this nicely. Okay, so you can now delete these names over here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, see, let me just close this. Okay, just close it. Sorry, just close it. Alright, so that is okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is let me go to my resources and see something. Yeah, I have this drop shadow effect here. I'm dragging it to CorelDRAW like this. Make sure you don't drop it on the background where we are working. Okay, so just resize it down like this. Okay, resize it, and then you bring it here. We are coming to place it under the pictures, okay, to make it look like it's a kind of shadow. Alright, so this is what we want actually. Alright, so you just take your time and then you position it properly, and I think that should be fine. So I'm just opening this one a bit like this, and then I'll just push it to the other side, and let me see, and I think this is okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this one together with the drop shadow, and then you can come and click here to group it, then right click it, then come and click on power clip inside, then come and click at the downside of the background like this, and then you place it inside. So we have it inside, we have the pictures and all of this one, the names, everything inside the background. Now let's quickly work on the theme. So I'm just coming to copy this, okay, Control X to cut it, and then I'm pasting it here like this. Now I'm going to give it let me change the font to this font called where is it now, okay, here is it. What's the name now? Admiration Paints. Whoa, that's it. Okay, so that's the name of the font actually. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and give it red color, maybe probably resize it a bit down like this, and then place it here. And then hey, the voice of these guys are really coming in. I can, yeah, so you know how it is on the football field. Okay, so it's actually an astrotech, so we are making noise. So I'm just cutting off the how do you call it now, the scripture, okay. And then as you can see, I need to just, as you can see, it's showing that there is something here up here, so make sure you cut everything. So I'm just going to cut this one also, Control X to cut, and then repaste it here. Okay, so that should be fine. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the font. Okay, let me give it white color first. Okay, resize it down like this, place it here. All right, so I'm going back to change the font to Cinzel. Okay, so Cinzel, so CINZ, this is it, Cinzel. I don't know, I'm using bold and that should be fine. So I'll just open it like this, so we have that I may know him and the power of his resurrection. So that is just it. So I'll just make sure I give it center alignment, and I'll just, sorry about this, I'll just make sure I place it right here. Okay, so I'll then bring my scripture. I'll just give it okay, let me also give it red color, and then I'm just going to resize it like this. I'll maybe say bold it, then I'm just going to place it right here, and that should be fine. All right guys, so we are almost done. Now let me go back to my resources again. I've got few things here to use. Okay, so I actually created this paper effect in Photoshop, yeah, and I have to do this to save time, because the tool we used to create this in Photoshop is not in CorelDRAW. We actually use the lasso tool to create this. Okay, so Photoshop, CorelDRAW tool, you can use it, you can use your freehand tool, but then it will not make it accurate like this one. Let me try something. So if you say you select your freehand tool and then you just draw a zigzag, you know, like zigzag, then you draw down, then you come this way, then you come this way, and then you join it like this. Okay, so let me give it a color. First of all, drop this, then you can give it a color like this. Something is even wrong. Something is, it should allow me to give it a feel. I think I have to draw this again. Let me not waste time on this one. Okay, it should actually, let me try something. I don't know why it's supposed to allow me to give it a feel actually. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, I don't know why the first one did not give me. So if say, I'm just trying to show you how you can do, though you will not get it like that of okay, you will not get it like that of Photoshop. Okay, because Photoshop has a way of, if you look at it, have you seen the way it is like a tone paper effect? So now this one, after you have done the zigzag, you can just give it say 10% black, and then let me remove the white outline, 10% black, and then you can make a copy of it. So Ctrl C and V to copy and paste, and then you can, so as you can see here, it's 2. Okay, so let me do Ctrl Z to just undo. Now I can give this one a white feel. Now if you bring the top one down, you can see that you're having like something like this. Okay, so that was what I did in Photoshop with this one, but you can see the way the lasso tool does it is different from the way you can use the freehand tool. Okay, so guys, that is just it. So all of this thing is in the description, you can just get it. So what I'm going to do is I will open this some more like this. Okay, then I'm going to just right click and drag it on top of my background this way, and then I'll power clip it inside. So I'll click on it, hold your alt, click on it, then you can just adjust it to the other side like this. And guys, I think, yeah, this is okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let me bring this one down a bit like this. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to go back to my resources. Over here I've got this location and how do you call it now, the dates and the time icon here. You can use any of this one, even the call icon. I've got some of varieties here for you, but then I'll be using this one. So I'll drag these 3 to CorelDRAW like this. Make sure when you bring things to CorelDRAW, make sure you don't, let me see. Whoa, this one is really big. That's why the other ones are not being selected. Alright, so just resize this one down. Okay, if you're using this one, it has a very big resolution, So just resize it down, then you bring it here, and then bring this one to here, then bring this one to here. All right, so now over here I'm going to be doing one or two. Okay, so for this one has, though I'll be using it on a white background, but this one I would like to take the outer white background off it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace it. So come to this trace bitmap here. You can use the quick trace, but I don't actually like using the quick trace. So I'll come to outer line trace, and then you come to line art, click on it, and then you're just going to wait for this one to load. Okay, just take your time. Most of the time we cut the parts where this place is loading, so people think it's just, if you're not using a high okay, now it's done. If you're not using a high system, sometimes when you get to this place it can take time. So after it's done like this, just click on OK. Now you can click this one and drag it. This is the one we have traced, and this is the original, so you can delete the original one, then you click on the one that we have traced. You can go ahead and use it like this. Better still, you can come and click on this, on group objects here, and then you can remove the white one from it, delete it, and then you can select all of this back. If in case you don't like the one here, you can also delete that one, but I'll just be leaving that one. So I'll highlight all of this again, then group it back, and then I'm going to resize it, then I'll place it here, then I'm coming to place this one to here. Now what I'm going to be doing is, let me resize it. Okay, I'm just going to resize it, resize this one also like this, and this is fine. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to activate my text tool here. So I'm going to write the date. Okay, so like I said, this is actually not a valid church program, because the date I'm using is it's even a Christmas date. You know, I'm using a Christmas date. So I'm going to write December. So the December, I'll just write it DEC. I'll just short it this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll give it black color, and then I'm going to change a font called Typo Longest. Okay, this is a Typo Longest demo. Okay, so I'll just bolden it, and I'll open it up like this. Okay, so yeah, bold it. Then I'm just going to take my time, and then I'll just place it like this. Okay, so just take your time and place it like this. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'll just create a copy of this like this. Then I'm going to change this to say Poppins. Okay, so Poppins, and then you can resize it. Okay, so sorry about that, Poppins. Now I'm going to use this to write so I have December, so let's say 25th. Okay, so 25th. Then you come down, then you write 2020. Oh, sorry about that, 2023, and that should be fine. So come and select your shape tool, then you can close this like this. Okay, so let me see Area. I think this font, let me try Area for this, and then Area, let me bolden it. So now come back to your shape tool, and then you can just open this up like this. Okay, something like this, it's fine. So you might want to also reduce this one to match it. Okay, so you're going to place it here, place this one also in front of it. So I'm going to steal from this text here, copy it here. Okay, I love to copy things, I love to actually steal from my own text. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the time. So let's say any time at all. Okay, so like I said, this is not actually a valid church program, so I'll just give it maybe 6 let's say maybe 6:30 in the morning, so 6:30 a.m. all right, so I'll just write sharp 6:30 in the morning sharp. Okay, then I place that one here like this. Okay, so yeah, we have our date and our time, and then the next thing is I'll just steal from this place again, bring it here, I'll copy it here, and then I'm going to use this to write the location. Okay, so I'll just write say sorry, Amasama, and then I'll come down, and then I'm going to write Obeyeye. So obey a sorry, obey a like this, and see, this is my the location, okay, the venue actually. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just select all of this thing, open it up some more like this. Now reselect this one, then bring it back to this one this way. And guys, this is fine. Now select this December here, it's too close to like it's too close, then you can do it this way, and I think this is fine. So you can bring it back like this, and that is fine. So finally you want to just resize your call icon, place it here, resize it, okay, resize it, okay, so place it here. So I'm going to steal again from this test, and then I'll place it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this to write my number, okay. So yeah, I'm going to just write my number. Okay, let me start with my country code. So first of all, I would like to put it in bracket. So +233 into bracket, and then my number 059. You can contact me on WhatsApp if you want to, 0597971 and then 358. Or so the second number is 0534115253. all of these numbers are on WhatsApp. So let me just copy the country code from this place, and then just come and paste it here like this. Okay, so guys, this is just it. So as you can see, this is very easy design. Okay, this is easy. Okay, so just take your time and then you position it, and guys, that is that. Okay, so what is left now? What is left now? What is left now? I think that is it. We are done. Trying to see if there is any other thing I did not do. I should quickly do. Alright guys, so as it is, this is just how to achieve this result also in CorelDRAW. Alright guys, so if you're new here, remember to subscribe to the channel, hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And for my old people, I say thank you for showing up again. Until my next tutorial, I'll see you. Sign out.